Hello, today we are going to be dissecting and digesting a particular subject matter known as the off-plan property. Now, I know you must have heard about it. A lot of people use it loosely these days. It's called the off-plan property. Now, today we are going to really go in depth on what the concept is about. Why should you as an investor put your money in an off-plan property? Is it safe? What are the pros, what are the cons of investing in an off-plan property? What should you look out for before you invest in an off-plan property? Yeah, that's what we're talking about today, and I hope you're ready. Get your paper, get your pen, so you jot some things down. My name is BUKKY of BOT Realtors. I'm your go-to girl for all things real estate in Lagos, Nigeria. BOT Realtors is a registered real estate company here in Lagos, and we are registered and licensed to do our job. We have the best in the market, and our customer service is impeccable. But before we talk about us, let's talk about the concept and subject matter of the day, which is off-plan property. So let's take it one after the other. What is an off-plan property? Dictionary meaning says it is the property you invest into before the physical structure is on ground. Either before the structure is on ground, or you invest in it during the construction period, or let me say early construction period. You know, the development has a timeline. Every development have a timeline, rather. Whether apartment, terraces, semi-detached, regardless of the kind of house type, there is a timeline for every development. So whatever the timeline is, it is property that you invest into at the early stage of the construction or before the construction even begins at all. So an off-plan property, I'll simply say, is a property you invest into before the physical structure is complete and on ground. So that is what an off-plan property is. Now, what should you look out for before investing in an off-plan property? Number one thing I'll say is, now, it is not, judging by everything happening in Nigeria, I'll say it's not too safe to put your money into an off-plan property when you do not know who the developer is. You need to do your due diligence. I find out that most clients are very lazy. I'm sorry to say, but most clients are very, very lazy to carry out due diligence on the property they are investing into. Everybody just wants soft life. It's really good that way, but at least invest your money. Send people to do this work for you. Just pay somebody to do due diligence on the developer. First of all, what is the name of the owner of that property? Who is the owner of the land they are investing and they are constructing on, especially if you are buying in Lagos? Is the land titled? Can you verify the title on the property? These are some of the things you should consider before, and your realtor should be able to provide you all this answer to the questions. Before I introduce any property to a client that is an off-plan property, this is what I give them. This is the name of the developer. This is their prior work. What job, what development work have they done before this time? Do they have an estate or a project where people reside in already? Can we verify that these people are actually true to the job they claim to deliver? So these are some of the things you should ask. You should be curious. You should ask a lot of questions. This for an investor, you need to know who the developer is. What is the name of the company? What is the name of the MD? What is the name of the ED? These are the managements. And then also, what prior projects have these companies done before? Now the second thing we'll consider will be the pros and the cons of investing in an off-plan property. What are the advantages for the investor and what are the disadvantages? Number one advantage will be the most obvious one, which is the cost implication. Most properties, when they are being sold as off-plan, is quite affordable. People can easily make a choice pick one of the properties and just go for the one that is most suitable for them. In comparison with properties that are fully ready and listed on the market, it is usually less expensive. So off-plan properties are lesser in cost than finished property. For example, if you buy a 4-bedroom terrace duplex as an off-plan property for 45 million naira, you may not be able to buy in that same location for a finished one for the same amount. In fact, you won't get it for the same amount. Finished one will be from probably 55 million upward. So when you're buying as off-plan, is usually cheaper and is lesser to buy as an off-plan property. So that's one. Number two, off-plan properties have a payment plan. That's one of the best. I think this is the best advantage it probably have. It is the fact that you can pay little by little, as in you can pay instrumentally from 0 to about 12, 18 or 24 months. Some even have as high as 5 years payment plan, depending on the developer that is offering the property and depending on the property type you are investing into. Some have about 0 to 6 months interest free, like the one we have at Obramade Soya De Lavadia Series 3. We have 0 to 6 months interest free. 12 months it's little interest. 18 months is also a little bit of interest added here and there, which is fair. There's no way you get it at the same amount and spread for the same period and the same price. So no, that's fair. We have some too that, like, okay, for a year you can still pay for the same amount. So different procedures for different organizations, but basically number two advantage would be the payment procedure. Payment plan is always available. Let's compare it again with finished property that is ready for sale. Highest you can get, highest, that is if you buy from me, because I'm a very good negotiator. If you buy, we can do 3 months max. Most people just want their money one time. You can pay one time. If the property is finished, you cannot get a payment spread like 6 months, 12 months. No, nobody will give you that period. I mean, that grace to spread your money for that period, because the property is already on ground. They want their money, they move. But when you are doing off plan, when you are working with off plan, you can be paying little by little, little by little. It's like you are building your house by yourself, but you are not actually the person constructing the property. So that's that about that. And then number three advantage, before we move into disadvantage, will be the fact that you can make modifications into the house before it's complete. When a house is finished and it's for sale, is whatever they put in the house that you would collect. Whether if the BQ is in a way you don't like it, you can't actually alter it because it's already completed. And if you do, the cost implication will be on you. So if you have the money, why not? But most people prefer one type of modification or the other from what the developer is offering. So but when you buy it as a finished product, you might not get that. But as an off-plan property, you can definitely do so. The example I have will be that of my client that bought into Romax 10. He bought the 3-bedroom terrace duplex and he said he doesn't want the lounge upstairs. So he said, cut out the lounge and make each room have balconies. So instead of the lounge connecting into the balcony, both room upstairs have balcony. So the space of the other room is bigger as well. It's almost the same size with the primary living room, and the other room is also big as well. So 2 rooms upstairs, no lounge, 1 room downstairs. So you can modify and change whatever you want. Some people just take out the entire room downstairs to make their living room bigger, or to make 1 or 2 things as they please. So you can actually put in something, chip in your idea of what you have in your mind of how you want your house to look like and all of that into construction while buying an off-plan. So one disadvantage of investing in off-plan property that I can say is, let's say if unforeseen circumstances happen and the client is no longer able to continue payments, at a certain time, you may lose a certain percentage of what you have already deposited, which is very, very normal. It's always on the FAQ of the subscription form you are filling for every house you're buying. So please ensure you read your FAQ very well before you pen your signature on any form. It's always there. That clause is always there. So people, life happens, and we know how the country is and all of that. People may not be able to continue paying, and when you want to pull out, the developer might take a certain percentage of the money that you have already invested in that property. Another disadvantage this will be to the developer now, in the case that the client has already made modifications to the house. Now, like, okay, I've already said take out the kitchen, I don't want it there, I want my kitchen on the first floor, and that modification has already been put in place, and then you say you want to pull out, you are no longer interested, or you can no longer afford the property and all of that. So if the new buyer comes and he does not like the concept, it is on the developer to actually bear the cost of that. They have to look for somebody that would like that concept and make sure they sell it so that they can recover their money back. So it's in both ways. The pros, the cons is on the part of the investor and also for the developer. So that's that on that. Let's move on. Is it safe to invest in off-plan properties? Given all these explanations, I'll say to a reasonable extent it is very safe. Not everybody can afford to put 80 million naira down to invest on a property right now in Nigeria. We know that the country is in the hands of God right now. So, but not everybody, people can afford it. A lot of people can afford it, but not everybody. The middle class might not be able to afford it. The working class right now might not be able to afford it. So, so it is always good to invest in off-plan property. At least it gives you a sense of pursuit for something good. Like you have your mind on a goal for 2 years. Okay, in the next 2 years, I want to face this and achieve this target of owning a 3-bedroom for rent. Then the following 2 years, you know, it helps you set your targets right, and it helps you focus on achieving your set goal. So it's good, and the fact that you can do it little by little is always the best advantage of investing in off-plan property. So I'll say it's safe. And also, given the fact that you have done your due diligence on the developer and the property, it is very good to invest in. So after all that is said and done, I hope I've been able to convince and not to confuse you that it's actually safe to invest in an off-plan property. When you have carried out your due diligence, please shine your eyes very well and make sure you ask the relevant questions before you put your money in an off-plan properties. If you're interested in investing here in Lagos, we have a number of them. You can only invest with us at BOT Realtors. We have different properties ranging from 35 million naira and above. Yeah, we have as little as that, even as everything is very expensive in Nigeria right now. We still have some from 35 million naira, and you can pay installmentally for 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 18 months, that's a year and a half, or 24 months. So we have some like that, from Abramade Soya to Aja to Chevron to Lekki, depending on your budget, your preferred location, and what it is exactly you're looking for. Remember, you are the priority here, so you should do your due diligence or come to us at BOT Realtors. As a matter of fact, come to me, come to BOT Realtors, talk to Bukky. I'll give you all the facts. I do not lie to clients because money is not easy to come by. I do not lie. If there's anything I don't do, I tell you as it is, and I show you the developer of the property. You get to speak with them before you invest your money in the property. Call me on 08058152993. Please subscribe to this channel. Follow us on Instagram at BOT Realtors. If this has been helpful in any way, please comment below. Let me see your thoughts. Let's hear from you. And if you'd like us to continue on this segment, or if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, kindly drop your comment below and I will address them. Thank you so much. Bye for now.